good morning, good afternoon, possibly a good evening, I guess. I'm Lucretia, and if you are not familiar with this show, I am one half of Burning Up the Roads. I'm the best half. No, that's not true. He's a wonderful half. The other half would be Richard, and he is getting ready. So I'll tell you all about that a little bit. So anyways, let's start with welcoming people instead of talking about me. First, before we do that, since this is only going to be an hour today, we're cutting off at an hour, and I'll tell you why in a few minutes.
Hey, Erin.
Oh, God.
Oh, nice sofa. New Samsung?
A nice sofa. New Samsung. You would think I would remember this. You know, we're probably going to go through this all the time with me because my memory, I don't know, something wrong with it. So anyways, back to where I was at. If you would feel so inclined to share this out to your social media or your community tab. Let's get some new people in here. We want to keep building this group of people. There's thousands potentially. All right, so let's say hello to some people who've already made it in. Backroads Nomad, good morning, and hello, Burning Up the Roads. Well, good morning to you, and thank you for taking the time to come to today's live stream. MK Lee, thank you, my dear friend. Little Backroads Nomad chatting. Catherine Cook, welcome, glad you're here. And then we've got down here, where are we staying? Hello to you. Thank you for coming. Appreciate it very much. What is Backroads saying here? Kaylee, Kuma Knox, the Gray Kittens are doing really well. His brother we gave to a friend who had lost her 2 cats and dogs. So now he's going really well, doing really well. You know, my niece, one of my nieces, grown niece, should have some brains, Jennifer Hindi. She is on the road with her boyfriend and her brother and his girlfriend, and ran across a pit bull puppy. And I love pit bulls, first of all. I love pit bulls. There's a pit bull that has my heart almost completely, Loki. And she said, I got a present for you, Aunt. She calls me by my middle name, Kay. And Kay, I got you a present. And I said, oh, what is it? And she showed me a picture of a pit bull puppy. And I said, Jennifer, I can't have another dog right now. I would have 1 million dogs and 500,000 cats if I could. I can't. I just can't. Nomadic Rat Pack, R&B Raid, yes, sir, it is. And we'll be meeting up with Troy, and I'll tell you about that in a few minutes. Our Fatima Jaffrey, welcome. Thank you for coming. Camping Therapy, Doreen, hello to you. Thank you for coming. And I love your series on the old trailers. I love it. If I could have like one to play with, just, you know, to take certain places, to take to these meetups and whatnot, I would have one in a heartbeat, a red one. But I don't see that in my near future. And who else do we have? RV DJ. Well, thank you, Sonia. I'm honored because you're not normally out and about in the middle of the day. And I see some people I missed. Naj, thank you. Thank you so much for coming. TGIF, hello, and I'm so glad you're here. I love your concern for us, and I really do appreciate it. And we're waiting. So today, as I said, we're going to be interviewing. I'm just kind of keeping an eye on the chat to watch for my special guest, RV Rookie. And her name is Jennifer, and she should be here anytime. Rideshare Road Warrior Rick. Thank you, Rick, for coming. Much appreciated. So she's got a really cool story, and I hope she finds her way here. I did explain in depth that she's in Florida. There we are. RV Rookie will be our special guest today. I want to do a couple announcements first. And before I do announcements, I stole this from, gosh, Aaron Jemison. If you see someone here you don't know, note who they are, and after the stream, go check them out, please, because that's part of what this is about. And we'll get to Jennifer in just a moment. So I want to make sure people, I'm going to leave that up there for a little while because it's important to me. It's how I grew. It's by writing down names. I would sit for hours every day watching every live stream. And I wrote down the names of the channels of every person I saw at a live stream. So when I say I made friends with 1,200 and some people, I really worked my butt off to do this. So anyways, good to be here and good to see you guys here. So again, if you want to share this out, feel free to social media or your community tab. So right after this show today, we're going to take the RV and we're going on a little trip. It's a day trip, unless we get stuck somewhere. And I'm not foreseeing that. I should never have said that, by the way. We're going to what's called Oak Ridge, Oregon. It's about 50 miles east. No, I don't believe we'll hit any snow because we're not going over a pass. But it's headed in that direction. And we're going to be meeting wonderful, precious, Nomadic Rat Pack right here. We're going to be meeting Nomadic Rat Pack up there with, he has our solar system. And we're gonna get it today. So that's going to be an interesting drive because it is one of the most dangerous roads in Oregon, and we are taking the RV. It is an extremely windy road, lots of accidents. I'm not saying that to scare anybody, but I'm a little scared, but I know how to drive well, and I'm very careful with that RV, very careful. So, and Richard will be able to drive any day. We're just waiting for a release. So he will be driving eventually here very soon as well. All right. So that's what's going on today. And one more announcement. Moving forward from today, I don't believe we're going to be able to make quartzsite for the meetup. And I'm going to say this without crying because I've cried about it enough. We just cannot get a generator right now. It's just not in the budget. We cannot go spend $700 or more on a generator. And we checked, Richard checked with the, oh, I can't think of the name, but everybody talks about it. It's a place you buy things. And the cheapest one they had was around $700. So, I'm trying to be a big girl, a grown up about it in the next, and so I believe we will not be able to make the Bob Wells interview. Bob Wells is supposed to interview our channel, do a walkthrough, and be one of the 52 videos he puts out over the next year of rigs once a week, because that's what he does. At this time of the year, at the RTR time, he does 52 RV interviews and walkthroughs. And we were chosen to be one. And I don't think we're going to be able to make it. And so it is heartbreaking. There's another year ahead. I will tell him the situation. And no, he probably will not be able to alter his schedule to meet ours. And so that's what's happening. And it is painful. It's emotionally painful. I feel physical pain related to it because I have myself ready to go. So it will happen when it's supposed to happen. And I will live with that. So that's that. I'm going to drop a link in this channel. So I want to first put up, well, I'm going to drop a link because it takes a minute. And this is for RV Rookie, Jennifer, to grab a hold of and click on. When you see it, dear, just grab a hold and click on. And I will be ready for you. I'm going to take this particular banner down, and I'm going to put another one up. There we go, because we want to welcome her. I'm grateful that people are willing to come and do these interviews. I love her channel. I'm going to pull it up here for just a moment. I'm going to share the screen while she's coming up. Want to get the right one. Let's see, is it an application? No, it's not an application. It should be right there. There it is. So there is Jennifer. And when she gets up, we're going to play this little clip. I'm going to go back to my StreamYard. Okay. Let's see. I dropped it. Thank you, Kaylee. Thank you so much. So I'm excited about this interview. I'm excited about getting to up to Oak Ridge, Oregon, to pick up our stuff and move forward. There's just a lot going on. It's going to be a busy time of year. All right, I see the basement filling up. All right, Jennifer, when you're ready, just give me a wave. Okay. Well, hello, Jennifer.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Good, good. Thanks for having me.
Well, you're welcome. I want to play your clip here because it's really cute. I really appreciate your channel. I like how, I just like you. I guess that's what I will say. So let me just play this little clip for everybody.
Hey, y'all. I'm just checking in really fast. This is going to be a very short video. I'm very sorry. I've been traveling for the last 3 days. I have made it to my destination. Yay. I'm going to put out another video very soon, kind of telling you about where I've been. And it was a rough one, y'all. But anyway, I don't want to lose my viewers or my subs. Y'all stay tuned. I've got another video coming up tomorrow. I've just been traveling all day and I'm tired. I'm so tired. Look it. Cameo. Oh no. My house is a mess. I'm a mess. Excuse the appearance. I've been traveling all day. So, love y'all. Stay tuned. I'll be back with more videos.
I love that. I do. I love that video. So welcome, Jennifer, and I'm so glad you're here. Do you want to tell us a little bit about your channel? Because what I've seen is there's been kind of a shift. There's been a couple different channels, if you will, throughout the genesis of your story. So do you want to tell us a little bit about you and your channel?
Well, my channel is pretty much about RV. I mean, now, and it's about my journey and what little knowledge I have. Really little knowledge.
I understand.
And it's kind of like I'll make mistakes on camera and that's fine and let the world see it, you know, hence the name Rookie. So
Yeah.
it's kind of about my journey and, you know, some of the things and people I see. It's just, you know.
So first of all, what made you want to do this? I mean, really, how did you come up with the thought that I want to be a RV person?
It started with, I really just wanted to live in a tiny house. The idea of tiny living seemed so cool to me. However, I didn't know where I wanted to build a tiny house because I didn't want a tiny house on wheels. I wanted to actually build a tiny house somewhere where I would own the land. But I didn't know what area, and I had never been to Texas. I'd never been to Arizona. I'd never been to a lot of places that I want to go. And so I was watching YouTube one day and stumbled upon a couple of the RVers and watched their channels. And I was like, hey, there's my answer.
Mm-hmm.
And so I bought Sunny, and it's been about a year now, going on a year. I bought Sunny. Sunny's my RV because she's a Class C Sunseeker, Forest River. And I bought Sunny, and the rest is the rest.
So are you working remotely? Do you have a job? How are you being able to support being on the road?
I'm still in the restaurant business, and okay. I'm a very skilled server bartender. So anywhere I go, I can find work. And I'm staying places at like months at a time. Right now I'm down in Florida, and I'll probably be in Florida for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm working at a restaurant.
The idea of, so do you have family that has an opinion about you being on the road? Because sometimes people go, what are you talking about? You're gonna live in an RV? Why aren't you living in a house or an apartment?
My mother one time kind of let it slip that I it's like I live in a tin can. Um, my father, I honestly think he lives vicariously through me because he was on board with all of it. And I mean, he'll go to Camping World with me to shop and whatnot. And he's kind of a blast to have around when it comes to the RV. He's fun. You know, he's the one that helped me like hook up my toe for the first couple times. And so Dad's cool with it.
Cool. That helps.
Yes.
You know, we're rookies too. We've only been out one time. We have a Class C Eldorado. It's an older one. It's a 91. And it's cost us a little more than we thought in getting her ready to really be full-time or part-time roadworthy, because our goal is to be more full-time. You know, we have a house. For now, we have oh gosh, I can't even think of the right word. Well, we have a pad to lay at when we, you know, to bring her home and recuperate. But the idea of being on the road, my family, most of them were not excited about. My son is like, "You're going to be homeless? You want to be homeless, Mom?"
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I said, "No, the home will be with us, by the way."
Exactly. And that's half the beauty of it. That's the part that I love, you know?
Yes, that way you can make it your own and it's always there. Do you have a tow? Do you have another vehicle that you drive? Okay.
Yeah, I've got a little car that I drive.
How are you with towing that?
I'm pretty good because I got the Blue Ox system, I believe it's called. And that's pretty easy. I mean, there's a lot of steps to it, but I mean, once you do it a time or two, it's not a difficult deal.
I've seen that. I don't know much about it, if anything, really. I just know the name. So I just wrote it down. So I'm going to look at that again because we will need a tow too.
Well, I walked into, I believe it was called RV Adventure, and it was in Iowa. And I told the guy, look, I need something that's not going to kill me. And, you know, this is my first time out.
Yeah.
Make it easy. Make it as easy as possible. So he was very accommodating. Thank you, Ed.
That's
also one of my viewers.
And there's people who really know this, you know, they know what to help people with, what's going to work and what might be more difficult. So have you found any barriers to this lifestyle?
Plenty.
Yeah.
I mean, the first one is COVID. That's the worst.
Oh yeah.
I was stranded in South Carolina. It wasn't that big of a deal to me because I had a really cool neighbor that would run me to the store and whatnot. This is before I had my tow car. I was towing a scooter and I was driving a scooter around, but this particular RV park happened to be out in the middle of nowhere. So I got stranded there for a month. A neighbor helped me out with taking me to get groceries and whatnot. But I mean, there I was lucky because it was a nice RV park. The people were really cool, but yeah. And then driving back, none of the rest stops were open.
Oh.
I mean, gas stations were few and far between. It was a mess. And even as I was trying to get back, all of these RV parks canceled on me because they had to shut down. So it was like playing, you know, Russian roulette getting back as to what park is going to not shut down before I get there.
Uh-huh. Well,
So,
and how are they now? How is it, you know, are you finding them more accommodating and the more
yeah.
open?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, they came up with a way to do this.
I'm sorry?
They came up with a way to handle COVID and people being able to still move about the country.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because when I came back down here it was just about a month ago, I came back down to Florida. And everything was open on the way. The rest areas, everything, so.
Mm-hmm. Boondocking with Boomer says to tell you hi.
Hey, what's up?
He may be where I found you at originally. See, that is, yeah, I mean, I love him. Lance is adorable. He has a great channel, and Boomer is beautiful. And aren't you traveling with a friend? A little fur friend.
I'm sorry?
Don't you travel with a little fur friend?
Two.
Oh, okay.
Two.
And how is that working out?
One of them hates it. So I actually got calming remedies from her vet. So we're dealing with it. And the other one loves it. The other one's very cool. I mean, we've had our, our roadblocks with the dogs, but
Huh?
Nothing too serious.
Yeah. Well,
it seems now that they're totally used to the RV and they're, they get it. They're on board.
We're traveling with a beagle. She's 19, 20 years old, and she's not a fan. All I can say is Patty's not a fan because she's used to having our back door open where she can come and go at will. And you can't do that when you're traveling. Now, once we're settled, it's a little better, but she does not like being constricted.
Okay.
So how about you said at the park you found a friendly person. How have you found being in, so you are in parks right now. Do you do any boondocking?
Nope. I did one time and it was the worst experience ever.
Uh-huh.
And it wasn't even the boondocking part. It was the road that I had to travel to get to the area I had found on HipCamp, and it was somebody else's land, and driving to that area just tore up my RV. And this was the first time I'd had it out. So
I am so sorry to hear that because that's not an uncommon. Ours sits a little low and back, even though we have the airbags, and we've made sure that they're filled up, but still I can see where some of the places I would like to go, we're never going in that vehicle.
Right. Yeah.
The process of getting on the road and figuring out what you want, how did you make that happen? Did you go look at a bunch of different types, or did you know right from the get-go, I would like this particular one, a Class C?
I have my own set of little rules. I had to have a full shower. I couldn't have, I think they call it a wet bathroom, where the shower's in with the toilet. That was not, because I knew that wherever I was going to go, I would have to find a job, and working in the food industry, hygiene is a huge part of that, So I was like, no, I have to have a full normal shower, and it has to be tiny because I was scared to death to drive it. So I wanted something within 24, 25 feet was all. And those were my two big things. I wanted something without carpet because I have dogs.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And how long is this one?
She's 25 feet.
Yeah, that's what we are too.
Yeah.
25 or 24. It seems, and the shower issue. So when we made our decision, two of the issues, number one issue was we needed, because of disability issues, we needed ideally a walk around queen, but we had to settle for twins for now. And then we're going to do some work on it later. And the shower was a necessity, a full shower. Yeah. No wet bath. I'm sorry. I mean, just no wet bath.
Yeah.
It's not my gig. What do you find the most rewarding about being able to live like this? Where's that hit you and say, oh my gosh, I'm so happy I'm doing this?
I think just knowing that I'm never really stuck in a hard situation. I have been many times in my life, as far as horrible neighbors, things like that. It's it's a lot more stress-free and just kind of chill. A lot of RVers have dogs too, so nobody ever says anything about my dogs, nobody's knocking on my door. It's nice to not have neighbors right next to you all the time. And if I don't like my RV neighbors, I can move that day, know, and I'm not paying deposits, and I'm not paying,
Yep.
a bunch of bills. It's beautiful.
Here in our sticks and bricks, our neighbor has a camera pointed into our backyard, and I've wanted to moon him, but I'm not even that mean, and you don't want to see my rear end mooning you. So
that is so crazy.
It is, and we're doing nothing wrong. At the time he put the camera up, I had there was a pit bull living here, my nephew's pit bull that I was in love with, and I played with in the backyard all the time. And all I can figure out is he was afraid of the dog, which was an extremely loving, friendly dog. But he definitely has got some weird thing in his head. And I'd love to move, but I can't just up and move this house to a different place. But once we're on the road, we never have to worry about that again.
Yep.
Neighbors, you can just get in and drive away. That's another question. So you chose a Class C over a tow behind, whether it be a bumper pull or a fifth wheel. What made you decide on that particular rig?
I didn't want to tow anything.
Okay.
Originally. Now that I have my car, I couldn't live without it now, especially working. And I love it. So I got very lucky with the car, but I didn't want to tow anything. And I watch these people with these. I would love to live in a fifth wheel space wise because those are nice. I've been in a couple of those. Those can get really elaborate. And I would love to do that, but I don't want to drive that thing,
Uh-huh.
I just don't.
I was at Fred Meyer yesterday, and I was parked in a handicapped space right near where the food department is on the one end of Fred Meyer. And this man, and it's a very narrow area. It's not like in the big part of the parking lot. It's really a small area. And this man with a great big dually and a gigantic fifth wheel came rolling through that particular part of the parking lot. And I'm like, please God, I cannot deal with an accident. Don't let him hit me. But he rolled through there just fine. He knew what he was doing, but I was panic stricken because it's like, that's huge. That was a huge fifth wheel. I love the slide outs, so do you think after you've lived in it, now you had it for a year, is this kind of like, do you think this is my forever RV, or do you think you want to slide out if you don't have one now, or you want it bigger or smaller, or what do you think?
Well, I have a slide out now, which is my bed. It's a full size queen bed. So it's nice. I would like to get like a shorter, smaller Class C. I think that would be really, really cool, but not for a couple years because mine's only a 2017, and it's really comfortable to me.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I just don't want another RV right now. I know eventually I want to like upgrade eventually, but right now, no. At least not for a few years.
Sure. So there is a question from Lance, Boondocking with Boomer. Jen, are you driving down to Tampa RV show?
Oh, Lance, I thought about it. I have to work.
Oh.
What else is new?
I know. Well, yeah. And I want to say thank you to Where RV Staying for the super sticker. I think that's a super sticker. I'm still getting to know these little things. Appreciate it very much. So if you were to give a piece of advice to someone, let's say another single female traveling by herself, like, okay, let's talk about that. You're a woman all by yourself except your dogs. Tell us how it is for you with that situation, being a single female all by yourself.
I'm kind of restricted as to, just out of common sense. I don't boondock and I don't drive into the woods. And I do go to, I'll say, higher end RV parks because of that. I'm always aware of my neighbors. I have cameras surrounding this thing. I would suggest not, I don't know, but I've seen a lot of single females do it. Just go out there by themselves and boondock and go ahead. Me, myself, I just don't want to. It's just, it doesn't feel safe. So I'm always in an upper class RV park with, usually very good neighbors. I've had bad neighbors before, but, not anything I would be afraid of. So that's what I do. To stay safe, that's what I would say. As to it's all about where you camp, I would think.
Sure. Well, and so do you mind me asking about what is an average amount that it costs to stay in one of these parks?
I usually go in a monthly, and I've gone anywhere. State parks can usually run around $400 a week. Really nice RV parks, anywhere from $600 or anywhere from $400 actually. to $1,200 a month. I mean, it completely.
So that's actually, that's very reasonable, I would say.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Because I know where I live, and just an apartment. Well, my little sister and I were discussing this very thing today. People are paying in the Eugene, Oregon area about $700 for a room, one room in an apartment.
No way.
I know.
That's too expensive to be annoyed.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No
yeah.
way.
Let's see, what does Nomadic Rat Pack have to say? Stepping into the RV life part-time or full-time is a big challenge and the large learning curve for almost anybody. So one of those learning curves we learned when we went out on our first run, we got back last Monday. We went out New Year's Eve and came back the following Monday. And we were in a park. We got 1,000 Trails membership, where we can pay by the month. We didn't have to pay it all up front, you know, these thousands of dollars up front. And we had a full hookup, although the sewer wasn't working. Have you had to deal with doing the sewer thing? How do you handle that? What's it like for you? Because it just is it's one of the unpleasant things, I would say.
I wear gloves for sure. No, the only bad experience I've ever had with that was, and this was like on my third or fourth stop. It was at Flamingo Lake in Florida when I very first started, and I had forgotten to push the lever for my gray tank, and I opened up, and gray tank water just came flying out.
Oh,
lucky it was gray tank. Lucky. So that was the only bad experience I've had. It's not a big deal to me. I mean, it's part of the game.
Yeah. No, it is. I want to say hello to Traveling Granny. Thank you for being here today. We've got a wonderful interviewee here, and Jennifer from RV Rookie. And, you know, we learn from each other. This is how I learned. You know, I wasn't born knowing how to RV. And so, you know, listening to other people and another rookie is a great idea. Is there something that you recommend that people do in order to get that learning curve kind of flattened out, where it's, you know, you don't end up with black tank coming out at you?
There's so much, and sometimes you do have to learn the hard way. I've made mistakes towing, unfortunately.
Oh.
Yeah. I've made mistakes changing lanes. So it's kind of, everybody's different, you know. I've hit my head on my slide out. I have put my hand through my screen unintentionally. It's, you know, it's your rig, it's your adventure, it's your injuries.
Yes. Well, that's actually a good saying. You could put on a t-shirt, your rig.
Oh, there you go. Your rig, your injuries.
That's cute. That's cute. I've hit my head, you know, the part where you pull out over the driver's area, the bed over the bed. Okay, so we use that for storage and whatnot. And getting into that driver's seat, I've hit my head a few times on that. You know, it's right there, and I found I have to be intentional when I decide to make the move from the house down into the cockpit area. Yes. Let's see. What is a couple? I got it from, okay. Nomadic Rat Pack. I almost knocked myself out on my friend's slide out on his fifth wheel about a month ago. Let's have no knocking selves out on anything, Troy.
I see a lot of RVs put pool noodles.
Yeah.
Around, and I'm like, they've hit their head.
Yes. There was a couple that I was following for a while. They're still one of my friends, but don't watch them often right now. Where he got a serious injury on the top of his head, and luckily his wife was a nurse, so she was able to deal with it. She was able to deal with it. So how is it with making friends out on the road? How have you found, or is it an issue, or if you go into a new area, Is there you just going to work and coming back, or is there are you making connections with other RVers?
Not like I thought I would. I just not really, no. A lot of them, well, the whole summer I was up north, and they were all weekend type campers. There were really no full timers around. Not so much. I kind of just go to work and come back, and then hang with the dogs. I don't really hang outside right now because it's so cold.
No.
I imagine I will talk to more people when I start hanging outside, but it's for Florida. It's been really cold.
That's what
So
I
I've
hear.
kind of been inside.
Yeah. Bernie Ferry Dos Pena says, how do you do with power? I'm concerned about power and, of course, water. Well, in this case, Jennifer is hooked up to power and water.
Yep.
So, but if you're boondocking, it's a whole different thing, which you're not really interested in doing, sounds
Correct.
like.
Correct. I could. I have all the tools here to do it, but not anytime soon. No. I'm good.
Lance asks, what beer are you drinking, Jen?
Red Bull Coconut Edition.
Oh boy. My husband drinks
not beer at all.
Drink all day long.
As what?
My husband drinks an energy drink quite often. I can't remember the name of it, but yeah. Black foam pipe insulation, Home Depot, works really well on the edge of the slide to keep the blood contained. Hey. All right, so I'm just going to let people know, if you want to ask any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. Could you please put, before the question, just put question marks, a couple question marks, and that way I'll be able to see them real quick. So when you're, how about internet? That's one of the things that a lot of people struggle with.
Yeah. I have a Verizon Jetpack, but it only allows me like 15 gigabytes. So I can't do YouTube or Netflix with it. And then in order to get decent internet in the RV park, it's an extra $30, which the internet here sucks now. I don't really want to pay more to have it, if I don't know it's going to work. So, yeah. And I always get a little notice from Verizon saying I'm about to use up my data. So it's kind of a mess, the internet.
Yeah, I'm on Verizon as well. So I get those notices quite often every month too.
Right.
There was a particular question I had a couple minutes ago, and it's kind of flew out the other side of my thinking cap. Maybe is there some? So let's just talk about some tips, since you are a newbie, but you're learning. And I assume you've learned quite a few things. Is there some things that you would recommend to pay attention to or learn or whatever?
I learned a lot of it just by watching YouTube videos. All the way up to emptying the tank. And actually the first place I went, my RV neighbor helped me do the tank.
Okay.
It was a really cute 55 plus RV park. But anyway, there's so much. Never talk to somebody when you're hooking up. There's so much. I mean, the list is endless. You've got tanks. Yeah. You've got, if you're a class C or class, if you're anything besides a travel trailer, driving, that's a vehicle attached to a house. Stuff goes wrong all the time. If it's made by Forest River, sometimes it's not so sturdy.
Okay.
Just everything. Traveling with animals, that's, adding a couple more headaches on.
Yes.
So there's just a lot to know, and think long and hard before you do it. It's not what they make it look like on YouTube. some of them.
Oh, that's true.
It's just not.
YouTube moments are not the same thing as travel reality.
Right. So yeah, and I knew that before I went into it. So I'm pretty laid back about it. So far, I haven't really gotten real hyper when something's gone wrong, but I could see a day.
When we went out, my husband was getting ready to take a shower one morning. It might have even been in the evening, whenever it was. He's getting ready to take a shower, and it was like the second day. And he asked me, he got into the shower and all ready to go and turned on the water. And he said, "Is there hot water in the sink?" And I said, "Well, no, we haven't had hot water." I just thought, this is just that ignorance of you have to do everything. So we called our buddy Nomadic Rat Pack, and you have to light the pilot light under the heater, the hot water heater, at least in ours. And it wasn't automatic. And here he was in the shower. He had to get out of the shower and go blah blah blah, light it, and then we had great hot water. And I got to take a nice hot shower, but he decided not to. He was very frustrated at that point. So in ours, you have to light the pilot light. I'm going to call it that. See, that's the rookiness. It may be called something different, and we didn't know that. Those kind of things.
Well, I didn't have cable for since I've been here, and then just yesterday I was like, you know what? I'm just going to fix it once and for all. And I got on Facebook on the Forest River page, the group page. I just asked them, and I got it figured out. And I was like, oh yay! So there's a lot of stuff. If I look like a fool, I look like a fool. At least I know how to do it.
Yes. Now here are Fatima Jaffrey's making a point. Renting a vehicle will be a way to check out the experiences. I know people that purchased them regretted the size purchase. So that's true. In our particular case, we just did not, they're not cheap to rent. And we just had to kind of go on what we knew about ourselves and, and go from there. So yes, it's a great idea. It's ideal. We just didn't have the funds to do that. I wish we had. I've also liked the Sprinter vans, the really large ones, the biggest ones they make, because I don't want to be in a mush area. But and they do have showers in them. Many of them have full showers, but they are wet. They are wet baths. Somebody else made a point early on that you don't necessarily have to deal with a black tank if you use a composting toilet or you use a cassette toilet of some type. But then you still have to if you're using a cassette, you have to empty it somewhere. You got to go to somebody else's toilet. I could never, I'm just saying, I could never walk into a Walmart holding my little cassette toilet thing. That's just me. And so, yeah, it's not in my makeup. No, unfortunately, Richard could do it, but we haven't chosen to do that. Let's see. Yeah, thanks, Nomad. Cassettes I cannot do, so compost makes sense. I think we could, I think at some point we could switch to a composting toilet. We have actually been able to deal with the smell. I don't know. So there's a good question, because when we first bought it, it smelled okay. I mean, there was no major smells. That's one of the reasons I liked this particular rig, was there wasn't a gigantic horrible smell when I walked in. And I learned that you got to put water in the tank, not just the black stuff. There has to be water in it. And then we bought this chemical to put in there that really did equalize some of the odors, and it's way better. Have you found a particular product or do you even have to use something in your toilet?
I'm not sure what they're called, but they're just little orange drop-ins. And I've never had issues.
Okay. Yeah.
Like it's smelling any of it.
Once we learned about the water.
But see, I knew the water thing before I went out because I'd seen it on YouTube.
I watched so many YouTubes that before I ever really started this channel. I mean, you have a channel, but you don't necessarily have a content channel. I watched Bob Wells videos head to toe for us for the better part of a year, 6 months, and him and Camper Van Kevin. You know, watched the two of them, and then a couple of women, and figured out, you know, the kind of rig. At least we had an idea of what kind of rig we wanted. Kaylee says, let's see. Kaylee says you can dump the cassette at dump stations. That's true, Kaylee. See, there you go. Toilet cassettes can be dumped at dump stations. It's much easier and cleaner than standard toilet. No hose, no mess. Yeah, yeah. So see, you guys are thinking like real RV people. I just haven't, you know, I haven't gotten that far. So one of the things I had to do when I moved, you know, in the process of getting into an RV is I had to start downsizing, getting rid of things. Do you have anything in storage, or you really just what you have is what you have?
I mean, my whole top bunk is full of stuff that I probably didn't even really need to bring with me. I think that when I started, I downsized too much. I had more storage in here than what I thought. And I was watching a lot of boondockers that had all these fun little USB devices and all that. And I thought originally that's what I was going to do. So I ended up buying a bunch of that stuff and a bunch of mini stuff, where here now, the kind of camper that I am, I could have brought all my, you know, big appliances with me. But I didn't. I kind of just, it was easy for me to get rid of it because I was excited about, you know, the whole thing. Yeah,
that's kind of, I've got big appliances, you know, I've got crock pot, I've got a the one that cooks faster. Can't think of the name of it. Instapot. See, so those would be great when we're hooked up, but boondocking with Boomer would like to come up. Do you mind if you can? Okay, all right. Well, we're going to add Lance when he's ready to the trio here. Yeah, so I think we will be, we're getting solar today, and we're picking it up. It's not getting put on today, but we do. I do have a husband that I travel with, and so it will be both of us. And so we do want to do some boondocking, but I also want to be able to hook up sometimes. You know, I'm not gonna. That's why I bought a Thousand Trails membership. You know, I like that. I like being able to not worry for a period of time. So Lance, when you're ready, give us a wave. Oh, okay. No, is that a no or a yes? I think that's a yes.
Hello.
Hey, Lance.
Hey, Lucretia. How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm good. And hi, Jen. How are you?
Hey, I'm good, Lance. How are you?
Cool. I just want to say hi to you guys. That's all.
Okay. Well,
Bye.
Do you have any questions for Jen?
I just want to make sure if Jen's going to be okay to come on Tuesday to my live. That's all I wanted to know. And Lucretia, you're coming too, right? So.
Yes, sir. I am. Yes.
Jen?
I will have to look at my work schedule.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was trying. I was just trying to think. I'm not sure.
Ask for the day off.
Tell him Lance is having a live stream.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
okay, cool.
cute.
I'll talk to you guys later.
Thank you, Lance.
Bye.
Oh, he's fun.
He's awesome.
I'll tell you what. So I have found so many kind people in the community of travel, you know, the whole RV community, and even other friends. I mean, I've got a friend in here. She is not a traveler. You know, she does other things. So that just the whole array of people, the different array of people that you make friends with through YouTube. So to your channel now.
I have one or two.
You have a few. I'm hoping that we can get you some more before the end of this live stream today.
Thank you.
Do you know how many you started out with by any chance?
How many what?
How many subscribers? Yep.
Oh, subscribers. When I left Florida to start the journey, I think I was at 22. 22.
Okay. Um,
And I've been doing this a year.
but in your defense, you know, you work a full-time job. You know,
Correct.
I was able to put my whole heart and soul into developing a channel, and
See,
I
that would be nice. I would love the gift of time.
yeah, you know, maybe you can get to a point where you can just do that for a while.
That would be it. That's what I thought originally, but you know, we'll see.
I know. Working
We'll
is
see.
working. Yeah. We've got another person who'd like to pop up here for a minute. And this is that friend. She's not a traveler, but she's a wonderful lady. Hello, Victoria May. How are you doing?
I'm doing awesome, Lucretia.
Good.
I love
Go ahead.
your guest. It's very interesting to watch female travelers that are all alone, like her and oh, left my mind. Vanderella, or not Vanderella, but Johnny, Journey.
Johnny Journey, yeah.
Yeah, and there's a few of them out there that are ladies all by themselves that I keep up on, and yeah, it's got to be a little bit frightening, but if you learn all those tips and tricks like pulling in backwards so that you have a quick exit and things like that, you know, I don't even travel, but I pay attention. And, but I just wanted to come up and remind everybody in the chat and everything that I hope you guys will be there Monday at 2.
Yes, I will.
And yeah, I know James's birthday is tomorrow and Millie's is on Sunday. So they said they're going to try to get on, but I guess the internet's really, really bad at Courtside. So a lot of people aren't getting on. But if I hope that they'll show up for my birthday. I hope they can get internet for my birthday and show up. It'd be awesome. That would be a great birthday present for me. Just fill up my site for the first time ever with all of these people that I follow, and that's all I wanted to come up. I wanted to come up and say I love you, Lucretia.
Well, I love you too, sweetheart, and I hope you will go over and check out Jen's channel at RV Rookie.
I'm going to write it down, and I sure will right now. I'm running through my bell notifications. You wouldn't believe how many people pop. When I wake up in the morning, I go into the bell first thing. I've got at least 20, if not more, that I need to catch up on.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll talk with you later, and thank you for coming up to say hello, and you have a great day, Vicki.
You too. And nice meeting you, RV Ricky.
Nice meeting you. Thank you.
What is your name?
RV Rookie?
Your real name?
Oh, Jennifer.
Jennifer. I like to address people by their real name. I'm funny like that. It's more personal.
And this is May. You know, you might want to check out her channel as well. So you know, we try to support each other. That's one of the things. Bye bye. I'll talk to you later, Vicki. One of the things that how I've learned to do this. So I just want to, in the last few minutes of what we have left, talk about. And I want to say thank you to Arvine with G. Thank you so much, very much. About developing your channel. So you're not able to put a lot of time into it. I'm going to pull it up and see how many people you have right now, how many subscribers you've got. Just a moment here.
I think 318.
I think that's what I saw. RV Rookie, there you are. I just pulled you up. I had your channel up here earlier. So you're now at 322.
Yay.
So hopefully this particular stream has helped you gain a few new friends, and
I totally appreciate
that you can continue to build, because that's what it's all about. I love doing this. I personally, this has kind of become my avocation, so to speak. You know, it's something I really enjoy doing, and And I only got to be where I'm at because of other people, not because I'm anything special. I came and I put myself out, and then I started making friends with people, and that's the bottom line. There's no shortcut to this, and I hope I believe you'll be able to get to that point too, as long as you're able to eventually be able to put some time into it. But anytime anytime. So right now, what do you do to build your channel, to work on your channel?
Put out videos or try.
There you go. So even short videos, I don't do well at that. See, I'm not doing well at that because it's not what I enjoy. I enjoy talking to people. I like sitting here and saying, hi, Jennifer. Hello, RV Rookie. You know, tell us about your life. That's what I like to do. I know how to edit, and I edit fine. I just don't like it. But I will do more of it. So you hit the nail on the head, though, because evergreen content is what is pushed into my head by all of the people who've done this and been successful at it. It's like making videos that are pertinent, like how to change, how to hook up for your hookups. Just a video on that even. We dropped the ball on that when we went out our first time because it was raining, pouring down rain, as a matter of fact. And so that didn't get to happen. But I happen to know we will do that eventually here on our next trip out. Now you have 323 friends.
Yay. That's awesome.
So Boondocking with Boomer says 324. So one of the things I always suggest is anytime you're in a live stream, if you get a chance to do live streams as just watching it, if they offer an opportunity to go up and talk about your channel, take that opportunity, even if it's not a great day, like a bad hair day. I'm looking for what I use. So
I wear a ball cap.
One time I had turned down 2 opportunities right in the very beginning, and I regret it. I was able to make friends with that channel, this particular channel, but I had to come to terms with it. First of all, I'm not a morning person, and I watch a lot of morning people. And one day, this one channel who's brilliant, it's called Northwoods RV Life. He knows everything about getting monetized, getting to that point.
I've heard of him.
Yep, Corey and his wife, and Corey and Lori. And so anyways, he invited me up, and it was a morning when I just got out of bed. So I took a cap and okay, let's go. I had to take the leap and just do it. So I keep something nearby. I just really want to thank you. Is there anything before we kind of shut down that you want to share with the group, or you would suggest, or you'd like to ask? Maybe there's a question you'd like to ask, because there are several very seasoned RVers in the house right now.
Yeah, I do have a question.
Okay.
Why is my heater blowing cold air?
So why would her heater be blowing cold air? And now you're to 325. So why would her heater be blowing cold air? Does anybody have a suggestion? And if you do, I'm gonna drop this link. We'll just wait a couple minutes and see if anybody. I know there's some people in here who know what they're doing and what they're talking about. If you have an idea and you want to come up and talk about that briefly, just grab the link and do so, because why would her heater be blowing cold air? I love that hot air that comes out of mine.
I wouldn't know. Mine hasn't worked since the day I bought it. So.
Wow.
I've been using space heaters, so I never think about it because, I'm not freezing. So I don't ever think about it. I need to call the RV. I'm on warranty. I should just call the RV repair guy.
Yep. And now you're at 327. All right. Nomadic Rat Pack is here, and he's got some idea, I think. So give me, okay, Troy. Troy, how you doing?
Oh, let me mute this. Got it. How you doing?
Good.
All right.
So do you have an idea for Jennifer why she might be blowing cold air?
Well, I need some information first. What year is the vehicle?
2017.
2017. Okay, that's going to have the system in it where it'll cycle like 3 times, then shut down if it does not come on. The most common issue with those heaters is the high limit switch has gone out. The other might be the thermostat, but if it's coming on and cycling 3 times and then shutting off, it will come on and try to light. The igniter will come on and try to light 3 times. You'll hear it clicking. If your high limit switch has gone out, which is just a little, it's just a little peel about that big on the up inside the heater, it will not let the gas valve come on because it's detected that the heater has gotten too hot and popped a little pill. They're about $12. But you have to remove the heater to install that part, which is where all the expense comes in.
So Backroads Nomad says, does the furnace turn on? Do you hear the
Yes.
sound? Okay. So the blower's working. It's just cold blower air.
Does it come on and try and stay on for a little bit, then shut back down?
I don't think I left it on long enough to try it. This is like months ago that I even tried to use it again.
Okay, because there's multiple things that can go wrong with those. You have your gas valve, you have the sail switch, you have the high limit pill in them, which is called the high limit switch. The most common issue is the high limit switch will go out on hot water heaters or on the heaters themselves in your rig, and that's the first thing you go and check for is the high limit switch. Again, it's just a little metal looking thing that's probably a 1/4 inch round or so, 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch round. It's up inside the heater. Yeah, even Backroads Nomad is saying the high limit switch is probably bad is all it is. It's where when the heater got used a bunch and was in a cold environment and got good and warm, it'll pop those. They're a one-time use pill inside the heater, and once they pop, it won't allow your gas valve to turn on. The heater will come on, but it won't. If the gas valve doesn't turn on, it won't ignite. There's no gas going to it. The most common issue that goes wrong with those.
So everybody, most people are saying, get a technician. If it's under warranty, don't let that warranty run out before you get that dealt with.
No, it's for a while, so yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I didn't
good.
think of that. Yeah, that's what you should do.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Troy, for that bit of information.
Thank you.
So there's some feedback. I just want to say I'll be meeting you in a couple hours up at Oak Ridge.
Yes, we haven't loaded the car yet. I probably won't be there any sooner than 2. I said between 1 and 2, but 2 or so is where I'm looking. Take your
Cool.
time. Don't be in a hurry.
We're driving our RV up, so trust me, we'll be taking our time. All right, I'm going to drop you down. I'm going to say goodbye to
Okay.
Jennifer and then close this little.
Jennifer, it was you.
All right, Troy, thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
All right, Jennifer. Well, thank you so much. It looks like we got you,
Thank you.
a few new friends up to 327, and what always makes me feel good. You know, it's my job is to help another person meet their goals, and thank you so much for coming and being willing to talk with us today. And if if you ever want to come back, if you just want to come and check back in and say, hey, these kind of things are happening, or this has changed, always know the door is welcome, and we would love to hear from you again.
Right on. Thank you
All
very
right.
much for having me.
All right, Jennifer, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great
Bye-bye.
day. All right. Well, that was great. I love meeting new people, and I especially someone who is also a rookie. She's way less rookie than we are. So I'm glad she's got a good rig, it sounds like, and the issue that can be fixed. And thank you, Alberta Hinksman. I just want to say hello to everybody who did show up. Thank you so much for coming, Alberta. And I'm gonna roll back through here real quick. Could be propane. Okay, so good that she has still has an warranty. And I think I've said hello to everybody. I would never want to leave my live stream without greeting everyone. And again, for those that did super chats, thank you so much. It's deeply appreciated. All right. See if okay. All right. All right, guys. So the rest of my day, as I said, we're going to go meet Nomadic Rat Pack in Oak Ridge, Oregon. Boondocking with Boomer. If you want to follow us, we're going to be taking Highway 58 to Oak Ridge from Eugene. And we are driving the RV. and it's an unfriendly road, and it's a beautiful travel. So I'm debating on whether or not I'm going to do a live stream for the drive. We would just have it turned out to the beautiful scenery, or if we'll do a, we probably should just do a video. Yeah, that's it. We're just going to do a video. All right, guys. Thank you so much for showing up and for your patience and for your support and your love. 328. Very cool, Jennifer. I'm glad that we were able to help you to get some new friends. Just keep building on it. And I will see you all on Sunday is going to be our actual monetization show, which we haven't had yet. And I've got some stuff planned for that, and I probably will be inviting some people to come and hang out up on the screen with us, and some people that are special. Everybody's special. I shouldn't even say that, because everybody's special. Anybody who walks through my door is special to me. So just be prepared. If you want to come up and hang out, we want you to come up and hang out. And I'm hoping, Kaylee, I can get you up with just your icon, because you're integral to this channel. All right, honey, I hope you know that. I mean that from my heart. You're very integral to this channel, and I would love to have you up interacting with the rest of us in a verbal way. All right, I've got to go. And oh, Backroads Nomad. Oh, question. All right, got to go. Get ready to make this drive, and we will see you on Sunday. And I love you all. All right. So have a great day. Be safe. Be kind. Please be kind to other people and ourselves. And be healthy.